Chances are if you're watching this video right now, you either own a handyman business or you're scouring the internet looking for information to start your handyman business. And if you fall into either of those categories, this video is going to be for you. You're going to want to stick around. This could probably help you out a lot. And if you don't fall into those categories, maybe stick around anyways. Hopefully you learn something. But anyways, let's get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about how to deal with competition, specifically local competition to your local market. Little sidestep here. I know that this has been something that has bothered me in the past, and I've kind of had to grow past it and think of it a different way. And so I'm hoping that maybe this video will help reframe maybe some of your guys' thinking. And maybe if you guys disagree, let me know in the comments, and I'd like to hear your perspective on it. So starting out, I was on Nextdoor, and a lot of guys hate Nextdoor, love Nextdoor, got a weird relationship with it. But I started on Nextdoor pushing my services. Anytime someone said they need something, I'd be right there. Here's my name, number, all this stuff, right? And I would refresh it probably, man, I probably checked Nextdoor like 8 to 10 times a day. I mean, it would be like every half hour, 20 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Now, where I am today, I think at least 2 years or more, I have not posted anything on Nextdoor. I let my customers do the talking now. I've got enough of a client base in the area where they will push our name out, which is a great place to be at. It can look very spammy and desperate to be on there. There's a few guys I know that they're on there like nonstop and they don't get really any traction because it looks spammy. So anyways, with being on Nextdoor, you see a lot of local competition pop up. There will be 1 or 2 guys every single week, I swear, starting a handyman business, offering handyman services. We do everything. No job too small. You know the lingo. You've seen it all the standard handyman stuff. They read a few things on Google. They're like, hey, I know how to change a light bulb. Let's start a business, right? And this used to get under my skin a lot. I'd be like, are you kidding me? I've been working so hard for these last few years to get this market, and there's guys popping up all the time. How's there going to be enough jobs to go around, right? And it's really easy to get into that thinking. And so this is where I've kind of had to grow and switch my mindset a little bit. And I've come to realize a few things. So one, those guys that are doing that are pretty much, most of them, not all of them, most of them are looking for some fun money. Maybe they have a trip coming up. They're just looking for some cash. Maybe they had a car repair and they're like, hey, maybe I'll just do this business. They don't have insurance. Usually they don't even have transportation, a lot of these guys. It's kind of crazy. But they're like, hey, let's start a business, get some cash, fast cash, right? They just want to get in, get out. And usually you'll see them for a couple weeks and you never see them again. The real good ones last about 3 months and you never see them again, or you see a few people never use these guys. These guys are terrible, right? And then that's the end of that. So that's the first subset that I see. And those ones were the fastest, the easiest to get over. They kind of were like, okay, I realize these guys are kind of just, they're gone. They're out of here in like a week or two, and they're really no threat. And a lot of times they botch stuff. You're going to get a call to fix it possibly anyways. Down part on that is it kind of wrecks the customer's trust in the handyman business. But anyways, that's a different video. So that was the first subset of competition. The next one, which has been really hard to get over, and I'm going to get over why these are actually assets to have competition in a minute. But the other subset is the actual legit businesses that have the insurance. Maybe they'll have a van or truck logoed, wrapped, whatever, and they got the website. You know, they're actually putting some effort into this. They're trying. Maybe they've actually been around for a few years and they're just creeping into, I guess, my market, you want to say, right? And these guys are the guys that really used to bother me because it's like, hey, I'd get insecure about it. Honestly, just straight up, I'd be a little insecure about it and just kind of think to myself, like, geez, what am I going to do? But here's where I kind of grew to realize that realistically, those big companies don't offer the same services that you do, at least not a full 100% match on both ends. So it's really a great networking opportunity to meet that business owner and say, hey, what are you doing that works? What am I doing that works? We don't do this service. We get asked this. Can we refer you, right? They're going to be insured most times, you'd think. They're just going to be legit operating businesses. And along with that, they're going to be charging premium prices. Whereas these guys, like to undercut the market a lot. There'll be like $20 cash an hour, whatever. And obviously, no business can charge $20 an hour and actually sustain itself. So that's why they go out of business fast too. Business fast, right? So these guys are going to charge the higher rate. And so if you're in the market charging this, they're in the market charging this, that brings the bar up to here. And especially if you're both offering like professional services, it's just going to set the bar so much higher. People are going to learn that the guys down here, it's going to separate your clients, right? These are going to be the higher end clients that are going to want the higher prices because they see what you offer and they realize that the prices down here are not going to get them the service that they want. There's lots of guys down here that are excellent craftsmen. They're amazing at what they do. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to build a business here. So this is like, okay, this is great. It'll raise the price in the market. You're kind of competing on price, right? And so that will raise the market overall. So that's a good thing. You're trading work back and forth. Then you also, it's a local business owner doing the same thing you're doing. It's kind of a sense of community. This works for me. This doesn't. So that's a great thing. I've kind of learned to change my mindset about it and kind of think about it a little bit differently. But the beautiful thing is competition, I've learned, is actually a really good thing. And the reason for this is it allows both businesses to kind of see what the other guy's doing and one up them, right? Because if you're like, hey, this guy's doing this, I can do this better, I'm going to one up him. He looks over to you and he's like, he's doing this, I can do this better, I one up him here. And so what this is it now is all, and this might not be probably 2 companies, you could have 3 or 4, right? But what it does is everyone is now competing to get better. And what does this do? Well, it's going to offer you're going to have a more professional service to offer. You're going to be better at what you do. There's also the client's going to win. The client's going to get a better result. The client's going to get better communication, all this stuff, right? And so really what it does is it just raises the bar all the way around. And so both you are winning and the customer. You get to win because you get to charge more because you offer a premium service. The customer wins, not on the basis of money, but on the basis of actual service and what they got from your service and the level of professionalism, all that stuff. And so this is kind of how I've framed it now. I don't see it so much as competition as a threat to me. Yes, there's still competition in the broad sense, but I don't see it as a threat to my business. I'm going to go out of business because these guys are taking all my clients. I see these guys down here as maybe future business because you got to go in and fix something. See these guys as I need to get better or I am going to go out of business, because if I'm not better, then there's no reason for a client to pick me over them. I need to get better. This keeps you in check from getting lazy, right? It's easy to fall into your routine. This is working. Maybe I'll cut a corner here, cut a corner there, right? If you can kind of get into that, and no one's going to, not openly admitting I cut corners, but we all do it, right? Like, I mean, come on. So once in a while you slip up and you're like, okay, you realize you slipped up, you get yourself in check, you get back on the path again. So that's just kind of what I'm saying there. But this is, again, everybody's going up. So that's how I've reframed it. And this is how to deal with the competition in town. And don't let it discourage you. Do your thing, hustle, offer the best premium service you can. Not everybody's going to love you. Certain percentage is going to have problems. Just do your best to serve the customer the best you can. And if you do that, you're going to have a great business. And hopefully this helps some of you kind of think about it a little differently. Let me know your perspective. And yeah, thanks.